The air buzzed with tension and a blend of curiosity and fear. On Earth, it was a day that would be engraved in history books forever. Above, the endless cosmos played host to the unthinkable. An enormous alien vessel had entered Earth's orbit. News broadcasts across every possible medium interrupted regular programming, their headlines blaring the impossible truth. In the control room of the United Nations Extraterrestrial Affairs Committee, UNEAC, Dr. Eliana Reyes stood at the forefront, her gaze fixed on the massive screen displaying the imposing silhouette of the alien craft against the backdrop of the Earth. The room was packed with military personnel, scientists, and political leaders, all waiting for her lead. "Dr. Reyes," General Houghton spoke up, his voice a rumble of urgency. "What's our move here?" Eliana exhaled slowly, weighing her words with the gravity they deserved. "First, we establish communication. We need to understand their intentions before we make any defensive moves." The decision was met with nods, though the tension hardly ebbed. Eliana turned to her team, signaling to begin the transmission. A series of complex universal greeting codes, developed years ago for such an improbable event, were sent towards the alien vessel. Hours passed with the world holding its breath. Then, a signal returned. The message was clear, its translation echoing through the room. "We come in peace. We wish to speak." The following days were a blur of activity. The aliens, self-identified as the Valaris, descended in a smaller shuttle, landing in the designated area in Nevada's desert, cordoned off and heavily guarded, yet welcoming. Dr. Reyes was among the delegation to meet them. The Valaris were remarkably humanoid, with shimmering silver skin and eyes like molten gold. Their leader, whom they called Prime Zara, stepped forward with a grace that belied the strength evident in their slim frame. "Dr. Reyes, we have watched your world for centuries," Prime Zara began, their voice a melodious harmony that seemed to resonate in the very air. "We are seekers of knowledge, not conquerors. We wish to share with you." "And what is it that you wish to share?" Eliana asked, her curiosity piqued. "Technology, wisdom, and a warning," Zara replied solemnly. "A warning?" General Houghton interjected, his interest overshadowed by his concern. "Yes," Zara continued. "There is a species, the Corvin. They devour and conquer without remorse. We have been evading them for generations. They build their warships from the bones of the worlds they consume." The room went silent, processing the horrifying image painted by Zara's words. "And you believe they will come here?" Eliana asked. "It is not a matter of belief," Zara stated. "It is a certainty. They follow us as night follows day. We came here to warn you because your planet is on their path." The news was met with a mixture of fear and resolve. Meetings went late into the night, strategies discussed, plans made. Earth wasn't just going to sit and wait to be devoured. Months sped by as Earth prepared, using the technology shared by the Valaris. It wasn't just any technology, it was revolutionary, capable of transforming the very principles of physics as understood by human minds. But even with these advancements, a question remained: how to build a warship strong enough and quickly enough to defend against the Corvin. The answer came from a most unexpected source. Dr. Reyes, revisiting the site of the alien landing, looked out over the expansive desert, her eyes landing on the massive structures of decommissioned aircraft stored in the infamous boneyard of old war machines. "General," she said, a spark of inspiration in her eyes, "they made warships out of the bones of worlds. We have our own bones right here." The plan was radical, audacious, and utterly brilliant. Using the advanced alien technology, Earth began the project to convert these forgotten planes into the backbone of a new warship. Metal fused with alien tech, designs that incorporated living systems, and weapons that harnessed energy in unthinkable ways. As they neared completion, the sense of anticipation was palpable. Earth had created a warship out of what once were relics of past conflicts, a fitting metaphor for a world standing united, ready to face the unknown with the bones of its history. And just in time, as distant sensors began to pick up traces of an approaching menace, the Corvin were near, and the battle for Earth's future was about to begin. Stay tuned for the next chapter to see how Earth defends against the Corvin onslaught. The command center of the newly christened warship, the Relic, buzzed with a kinetic energy, as Earth's leaders and their Valaris allies monitored the approaching Corvin fleet. The enormity of the situation hadn't fully settled in for Dr. Reyes, who now wore the dual hats of chief scientist and tactical advisor. She moved with a quiet determination around the holotable, displaying a 3D model of the solar system. The Corvin fleet's approach marked by a creeping red tide. "Prime Zara, how close are the Corvin to deploying their standard assault?" she asked, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "They will begin with their harrowers, small but lethal crafts designed to break through planetary defenses," Zara explained, pointing at the hologram. "Your planet's magnetic field will disrupt their navigation, but only momentarily." General Houghton, standing with his arms crossed, looked over to Zara. "And our new tech? Will it hold against their main fleet?" "Their ships are strong," Zara admitted, "built from the cores of devoured planets. But your innovation, the synthesis of Valaris technology with your terrestrial engineering, it has potential we have not foreseen." Reyes nodded, her mind racing with calculations and projections. The fusion of alien technology and Earth's old warplanes had created something unique, not just a ship, but a living arsenal, capable of adapting its tactics and weaponry in real time. As the first wave of Corvin harrowers entered the atmosphere, the Relic was put to its first test. The ship's outer hull, reinforced with a lattice of Valaris energy fields, shimmered as it absorbed the initial barrage of energy blasts. On board, Lieutenant Carmen Zhao manned the primary weapon console, her fingers dancing across the holographic controls. "Firing sequence in 3, 2, 1, she announced, launching a volley of plasma torpedoes. The torpedoes, enhanced by Valaris energy matrices, twisted through space, tracking the harrowers with unerring accuracy. Explosions dotted the sky, each one a burst of brilliant light against the darkness. Reyes watched the display, her heart thumping with a mixture of pride and fear. The Relic was performing admirably, but the real challenge was still on the horizon, the Corvin's main fleet. Zara approached her, their golden eyes reflecting the starburst explosions outside. "Eliana, your world's creativity in warfare is unparalleled. You have given old machines new life, a chance to defend once more." Their moment of mutual respect was cut short by an urgent update from the sensor array. "Contact! Large objects emerging from hyperspace," one of the operators called out. The main screen updated, showing the monstrous silhouette of the Corvin mothership, dwarfing the rest of their fleet. It was a behemoth made of dark, twisted metal, pulsing with a malevolent energy. General Houghton stepped forward, his gaze locked on the screen. "All units, focus on that mothership. If we take it down, the rest will falter." Reyes adjusted the tactical overlay, isolating potential weak points. "Target these coordinates. If we disrupt their power nodes, we can cripple their weapon systems." Zhao recalibrated the weaponry, aligning the Relic's most powerful cannon, a colossal fusion-driven launcher, with Reyes's coordinates. "Charging the main cannon," Zhao reported, her voice a mix of tension and excitement. As the Relic aligned for the shot, the Corvin mothership unleashed a devastating counterattack, a torrent of dark energy that slammed into Earth's first line of defense. The impact rocked the ship, alarms blaring throughout the hull. Reyes steadied herself against the console. "Hold course!" she shouted over the din. "We've only got one shot at this!" With the ship still quivering from the impact, Zhao fired. The fusion cannon roared to life, its brilliant beam a lance of pure destructive power, slicing through space towards the Corvin mothership. The beam struck true, penetrating the dark hull and igniting the power nodes in a chain reaction of explosions. The mothership's ominous glow faltered, then began to dim, its structure buckling under the catastrophic internal damage. Cheers erupted around the command center, but Reyes remained focused. "Stay alert," she warned. "We need to ensure it's completely neutralized." As the dust settled and the remains of the Corvin mothership drifted harmlessly into space, Earth's unlikely victory resonated through the Relic. They had not only defended their home, but had also sent a clear message across the stars. Earth was a force to be reckoned with, its ingenuity born from the ashes of its past. Now they waited, vigilant and prepared, for the next challenge the universe would throw their way. The debris field that once was the fearsome Corvin mothership now served as a stark reminder of Earth's newfound prowess in interstellar conflict. However, the victory was not without its costs. The relic, though triumphant, had sustained considerable damage during the encounter. Its hull bore scars that glowed faintly with residual alien energy, a testament to the ferocity of the battle. In the aftermath, Dr. Reyes convened with her team and Valaris allies in the strategy room, a dimly lit chamber lined with screens displaying data streams and star maps. The air was thick with the musk of burnt electronics and a tinge of ozone, a byproduct of the energy weapons discharged in the fight. "We need to assess our defenses and repair systems immediately," Reyes instructed, her eyes scanning the damage reports. "The Corvin may have been defeated this time, but we should expect others to take notice of the conflict." Prime Zara, standing beside a holographic projection of the galaxy, pointed to several uncharted regions. "The Corvin are part of a coalition known as the Sodality. They will undoubtedly inform their allies of this loss, which could prompt further aggression." General Houghton, his brows furrowed, analyzed the strategic map. "We've got to shore up alliances of our own then. Prime Zara, any civilizations in this quadrant you'd recommend reaching out to?" Zara's finger hovered over a cluster of stars. "The Elari are skilled in bioengineering and might offer enhancements to your warship's living systems. Meanwhile, the Tirana are master tacticians. Both could prove invaluable allies." Reyes nodded, her mind racing with the possibilities. "We'll send envoys. Carmen, prepare a diplomatic packet for the Elari. General, let's draft a strategy proposal for the Tirana." As the preparations for diplomacy began, a different challenge emerged. Reports of a mysterious anomaly detected at the edge of the solar system reached Reyes via an urgent communication from one of the relic's long-range probes. "Show me," Reyes demanded, her voice steady despite the gnawing concern. The screen flickered and displayed a swirling vortex of dark energy, unlike any natural phenomenon recorded before. "It's not a black hole or a nebula," one of the scientists, Dr. Liu, explained, adjusting his glasses as he studied the readings. "It appears artificial, possibly a portal." "A portal? Could this be how the Corvin arrived so swiftly?" General Houghton questioned, leaning in closer to the display. "Possibly," Dr. Liu replied. "Or it could be something worse." Reyes considered their options. "We need to investigate, but let's not go in blind. Deploy sensor drones first. Gather as much data as possible." As the drones were dispatched, attention shifted back to the relic. Engineers and biotechnicians from Earth, along with Valaris experts, worked side by side to integrate Elari bioenhancements into the ship's damaged systems, promoting rapid regeneration of its organic components. This collaborative effort not only repaired the warship but also improved it, embedding advanced Elari biotics into the hull and weapon systems, enhancing their resilience and firepower. Days later, the drone data streamed in, unveiling the nature of the anomaly. The portal was indeed artificial, a gateway between dimensions, and it was unstable. If left unchecked, it could implode, potentially swallowing the entire solar system. "The Sodality must be desperate to use such risky technology," Zara observed, analyzing the data. "This portal is a double-edged sword. It offers a fast path here, but its instability poses a significant threat." Reyes made a decisive call. "We'll stabilize the portal, use it to our advantage. If we control the gateway, we control the battlefield." Plans were set into motion. The relic, now enhanced and fully operational, set a course towards the portal. The crew was silent, aware of the dangers ahead but trusting in their leaders and the alliances they were beginning to forge. As the ship approached the swirling vortex, all eyes were on the view screens, watching as they neared what could either be Earth's greatest scientific discovery or its most perilous challenge yet. As the relic approached the pulsating portal, its sensors went wild with fluctuating energy readings. Dr. Reyes monitored the data closely, her team adjusting the ship's shields to match the energy signature of the anomaly. This was uncharted territory, even with the advanced technology at their disposal. "Stabilizing the shield frequencies to match the portal's energy oscillations," announced Dr. Liu, his voice calm, yet tinged with anticipation. We need to be precise, or the feedback could tear the ship apart. Prime Zara, observing the energy patterns, suggested, adjust the resonance by 0.3%. It should harmonize with the portal's core frequencies. As the adjustments took effect, the swirling colors of the portal began to stabilize into a steady glow. The ship edged closer, and a sudden silence fell over the crew, each member holding their breath as they crossed the threshold. Space stretched and twisted around them, a surreal landscape of distorted stars and stretched light. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, the ship emerged on the other side of the portal. They were greeted by an expanse of space unlike any they had seen, a nebula of vibrant blues and greens shimmering against a backdrop of dense star clusters. Dr. Reyes ordered immediate scans of their surroundings. I want full spectral analysis and threat assessment. Let's understand where we are and what we're dealing with. The scans revealed that they were in an unknown quadrant of the galaxy, far from any charted territories. The nebula, while stunning, was a minefield of electromagnetic storms and volatile gases, a natural fortress that could both shield and endanger them. Our first priority is to establish a forward base here, Reyes decided. The nebula can hide our presence and give us time to study this portal technology further. General Houghton, ever the strategist, agreed but added a caution. We also need to be ready to move at a moment's notice. If the Sodality knows about this portal, we can be sure they'll come looking for us. As the crew set about their tasks, a small team led by Dr. Liu, and including Valaris engineers, worked to stabilize the portal from this side. Their goal was to make it a controlled gateway, one that Earth could use as a strategic asset. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Zhao and a squad of engineers ventured out in smaller craft to deploy a network of sensors throughout the nebula. These sensors would not only provide early warning of incoming threats, but also collect valuable data on the nebula's properties. During one of these missions, Zhao's team detected an anomaly within the nebula, an energy signature that didn't match the natural background. Approaching cautiously, they discovered a derelict spacecraft, its design unfamiliar and its surface scarred by battle. Looks like we're not the first to find this shortcut, Zhao reported back to Reyes. I'm going in for a closer look. Her shuttle docked with the mysterious ship, and she boarded it, her team behind her. Inside, they found the remnants of an advanced civilization, technology that blended mechanical and organic elements, much like the enhancements on the relic. But there were no signs of life, only the echoing silence of a long-abandoned vessel. Zhao collected samples of the technology and recorded detailed images of the ship's architecture. As they prepared to leave, her communicator buzzed. Dr. Reyes, her voice urgent. Carmen, return immediately. We've detected an incoming fleet. It's not Sodality. It's unknown, possibly indigenous to this quadrant. Zhao and her team hurried back to their shuttle, racing against time as the unknown fleet moved closer to their position. As they docked with the relic, the ship's alarms began to blare, signaling the start of another unforeseen confrontation. On the bridge, Dr. Reyes watched the approaching ships, their designs sleek and aggressive. Open all channels, she instructed. Let's try to communicate before we jump to conclusions. As she initiated contact, the unknown ships halted their advance, waiting in a formation that suggested both caution and curiosity. The nebula, once just a beautiful backdrop, now served as the stage for a critical diplomatic encounter, one that could define the future of Earth's ventures beyond the veil. As the silence stretched between the two fleets, Dr. Reyes stood firm on the bridge of the relic, watching the unknown ships with a mixture of wariness and wonder. The tension was palpable, each crew member ready for any sign of aggression or diplomacy. Finally, the communication console lit up, signaling an incoming transmission. Dr. Reyes signaled for it to be put on the main screen. A figure appeared, their features markedly different from humans and Valaris, skin that shimmered like the nebula itself, and eyes that seemed to hold miniature stars. I am Commander Solan of the Illyrian Guard, the figure spoke, their voice a smooth flow of melodious tones. You are in Illyrian space, unannounced and uninvited. State your purpose. Dr. Reyes stepped forward, her posture composed. Commander Solan, I am Dr. Eliana Reyes of Earth. We did not intend to intrude. We discovered this portal accidentally and are exploring its connections. We come in peace and seek only knowledge and potential alliances. Solan's gaze seemed to penetrate the screen, assessing the sincerity of Reyes's words. Your arrival coincides with disturbances in the nebula, disturbances we have been investigating. Are you responsible for these? Reyes quickly replied. We might have contributed inadvertently through our entry. Our ship is equipped with advanced technology, some of which might interact unpredictably with your nebula. A pause followed. Then Solan nodded slightly. This is a sensitive region, Dr. Reyes. The nebula serves as a natural defense against the sodality, which you seem familiar with. Cooperation could be beneficial. Prime Zara, who had been observing quietly, now joined Reyes. We too have suffered at the hands of the sodality. An alliance here could strengthen all our positions. Solan considered this, then responded, I propose a mutual agreement. Share your technology and data on the portal, and we will offer protection and information about the sodality's movements within this sector. Reyes agreed. We accept your proposal, Commander Solan. Let's work together for our mutual security. The transmission ended with arrangements for a meeting to formalize the alliance. Solan would come aboard the relic to finalize the details and exchange preliminary data. As preparations for the meeting went underway, Reyes briefed her team on the importance of this alliance. This isn't just about survival anymore, she explained. It's about establishing Earth as a key player in galactic politics. When Solan arrived, the differences in technology and culture were apparent, but not insurmountable. The Illyrians had developed ways to manipulate the nebula's gases for energy, something Earth scientists were eager to learn. In exchange, Dr. Liu demonstrated their portal stabilization techniques, offering a new dimension of strategy against common foes. The discussions were technical and intense, with both sides eager to gain and give as much as they could. As the meeting drew to a close, Solan invited Reyes and her team to visit Illyria, a gesture of goodwill and a chance to see their civilization firsthand. With the new alliance solidified, the Relic's crew felt a surge of hope. They were no longer wanderers stumbling through unknown space, but were now part of a growing network of civilizations bound by shared interests and threats. As the Relic prepared for the journey to Illyria, Dr. Reyes looked out at the swirling nebula. The colors seemed brighter, the stars clearer. They were still far from home, but they were no longer alone in the vastness of space. The challenges ahead were many, but for now, Earth had a foothold in the galaxy, and the promise of new horizons was undeniable. As the Relic made its approach toward Illyria, the crew was abuzz with anticipation. The journey through the nebula had been uneventful, but the proximity to Illyria brought a new sense of excitement and curiosity about the culture and technology of their new allies. Illyria itself was a marvel, a planet enveloped in a luminous haze that danced with colors mirroring the nebula outside. Its cities were sculpted from materials that refracted light, creating a constant play of rainbows across their surfaces. The Illyrians had mastered the art of blending their technology seamlessly with nature, and their architecture was a testament to this harmony. Commander Solan welcomed Dr. Reyes and her delegation with a grand tour of their capital, a city built around the core concept of sustainability and defense. Our civilization has thrived because we learned early on to adapt to our environment rather than dominate it, Solan explained as they walked through the vibrant marketplaces and lush green parks that interspersed the cityscape. Dr. Reyes was particularly interested in the energy systems that powered the city. Your use of nebular gases as an energy source is something we hope to learn from, she noted, examining a device that harnessed and converted the gases into usable power. We will provide you with the designs and training necessary to implement this technology on Earth, Solan promised. In return, we are eager to adopt your portal stabilization techniques to expand our reach and secure our borders against the sodality. The exchange of ideas and technology was fruitful, leading to rapid advancements for both civilizations. The Illyrians were quick to adapt Earth's portal technology, enhancing their defensive capabilities, while Earth prepared to revolutionize its energy sector with Illyrian tech. But as the partnership flourished, A message from Earth's Space Command changed the tone of the visit. The Sodality, emboldened by the loss of the Corvan fleet and sensing the growing alliances against them, was mobilizing a larger force to regain control over the portal and extinguish any emerging threats. "The challenge we face is no longer distant," Reyes addressed her team and Illyrian hosts during an emergency meeting. "The Sodality has made their intent clear. It's not just about survival now. It's about maintaining our freedom and the sanctity of our homes." Solan, standing beside Reyes, affirmed their united stance. "Illyria stands with Earth. Your fight is ours, and together, we can hold the line against this tyranny." Preparations for a joint defense were set in motion. Earth's and Illyria's fleets were synchronized, creating a formidable force at the nebula's edge, where the portal pulsed like a beacon. The relic, upgraded and fully integrated with Illyrian enhancements, led the formation ready to face the incoming Sodality armada. The battle, when it came, was fierce. The combined fleets utilized their superior strategic positioning and the technological advancements shared between them. Energy cannons powered by nebular gases cut through the void, targeting the Sodality ships with deadly precision. In the midst of the chaos, the relic emerged as a beacon of hope. Dr. Reyes, commanding the ship with a calm determination, directed their most powerful strikes. "Hold steady," she commanded as the Sodality's flagship came into view. "This is the moment we turn the tide." With a final coordinated assault, the Sodality's flagship was overwhelmed, its defenses shattered by the relentless barrage. As it drifted, disabled, the remaining Sodality ships retreated, leaving behind a battlefield marked by the resilience and unity of the Allied forces. As peace settled over the region, Earth and Illyria solidified their alliance, their bond forged in the heat of battle and strengthened by mutual respect and shared victories. The portal, now stable and secure, served as a symbol of their enduring connection, a gateway to a future filled with possibilities for cooperation, growth, and exploration. Dr. Reyes looked out over the stars from the bridge of the relic. The galaxy was vast, filled with unknowns, but for the first time in humanity's history, they faced these unknowns not as solitary explorers, but as members of a galactic community, ready to meet the future together.